All right, I want to show you the Chinese Writer app again. I'm going to re-record this video because I tried to do it outside to give you kind of a taste of Shanghai as I was showing you the app the first time, and I think the visual is just awful. So I'm re-recording this, and this will replace the Zorro one. Hopefully we hit a character where I can show you the Zorro effect from the first one, so we will go for that. You can either do writing or tracing in this, and I do tracing because I'm still very new to all this, and I envision myself using more of tracing and selecting characters from a drop-down list on a mobile phone than I do actually writing the characters later on. I'm just trying to keep realistic with my goals here. You can do 10 seconds per character, 20 seconds per character, or 30, and I'm still on 30 because the game itself speeds up as time goes on, and I find that that's even challenging for some of the more strokes character. There's play and browse. Browse I'll show you afterwards because I think there's some really interesting stuff in there. I generally try to play with the sound on, but I'm going to turn it off since I'm going to be narrating during this one. And I'd like to go through an entire session with you so you can see a few different things. So the deal is you have to do it in the correct order. The more the order is correct, the higher your points are. Also, completing a character within the time frame increases your points. You can see the points in the lower right-hand side, like right now it's going up to 169, 174, that kind of thing. On the left-hand side, you can also pause, which I didn't realize for a little while, but that's pretty awesome. I kept losing games because things happened and I had to get up, I had to stop, I had to get out of the taxi, etc., etc. But you can actually pause, and it pauses for quite a long time, which is nice. So as you can see, the character drops down. Your job is to trace it correctly, and when you do, it turns red. When you don't, which you can't hear right now, it makes a sound and also kind of moves around a little bit. Let me show you the wrong direction. Nope, it didn't do it that way. Yeah, see how it moves around a little bit? That also happens when you make a sound. Not when you make a sound. When you do it in the wrong direction. It's, I've gotten the hang of a few of these, like this one mostly, but it is hard to do when I'm narrating. This is harder than I expected. Anyway, there's that. Okay, so that's mostly what happens here. What I would like to show you in this full game is how it speeds up, because some of the characters you can see take 2 or 3 strokes, and some of them take multiple strokes, and my least favorite one I'm really hoping pops up in this game because it is crazy. I've never been able to finish it, even when it's at the beginning of the game, when it's the slowest. And I'm really hoping that one comes up so I can show you. Now something like this, okay, like this one here, it starts on the left side, then goes to the right side, and then goes in the middle, which is not generally like the standard. It's not generally what's done, but it does happen, and that's one of the more challenging things, is just getting used to each individual character's rules, because I just decided to do it one by one instead of learning a whole set of rules and trying to remember all of those. And that seems to be working better, and I'm much less frustrated when it doesn't follow the standard way of the strokes, because I'm just remembering them as I do them. And so I think that's a much better way for me. If you're a rules person, by all means, boom! See that rocket? I just got 500 points. That's awesome. Anyway, that's pretty satisfying too. Anyway, if you're a rules person, by all means, there are lists of the general stroke orders, but then you'll have to memorize the exceptions as well. And I just wanted to do it one by one. You'll also see that the definition does scroll by at the bottom here. I find it really distracting when it's a new character because I have a hard time guessing the stroke order and reading the definition at the same time. I didn't realize the pause button existed for the first while, so that was really challenging. And you can see it's already speeding up, right? And I'm gonna have to get a little bit quieter because I've started to get scores in the teens, and I don't really want to show you an example video where I'm not doing that. I'd prefer to do rather well, so I'm going to keep going here and see if that crazy one I really want to show you comes up. I haven't seen a Zorro one yet, so if I see one, and I name my my characters. Okay, here it is. Look at that guy. Look at this. How crazy is he? I've never been able to get him, so I'm not even going to try this time. That was a Zorro one. Did you see how it went left to right like that? I consider that a Zorro stroke because it's so intense. I think I might have to just go into the characters and show you the Zorro stroke later. Oh, I am not doing well here. And see how much faster it's going? It's crazy fast. Okay, that one's a sort of a new one. There we go. Oh, here's the double moon one. I'm so glad that came up. Remember, double moon means friend, and I will learn pronunciation. 13152. That's not bad. That's not bad. I tend to be in the low teens now since I discovered that the rocket gets you gets you some extra points. So let me show you the browse thing. Oh, I could have reviewed my mistakes there as well. Whoops, I forgot to show you that part. But here in browse, at any point, even before you do a game, you can look through the different characters. Right, and I want to show you some of my favorites. Some of the most satisfying ones to draw for me. Where's my Zorro guy? Before I switched phones, I had one character that was very satisfyingly swish, swish, swish Zorro-like, and I do not see it. It must have been at the beginning, and I really, really like that. I also have an Ooga Booga guy. This is what happens when you don't know the actual language. I've made up nicknames. I would do this even. I will still nickname characters after I start learning their actual names. It's just what I do, and for me it's one of the ways that I connect to something this unique. Wow, I seriously cannot. Here we go. That is swishy enough. Oh, this is it. This is it. It's the character for 1,000, and you go right to left, left to right, and down. I want to do that again. Left to left, left to right, and down. So it's like a swish, swish, swish. I consider that the Zorro stroke, and there's a considerable amount of characters that do this. This one's not as much because it's only 2. I really feel like there needs to be a right to left, left to right, and then in. I think Zorro is more like z, z, z. Okay, he had 3 also. It was left to right, that diagonally left, and then over. Zorro being the, I believe it was a movie before it was a television show, but the fictional character from Mexico, I believe. Oh gosh, I don't know. I remember watching it as a child, and I don't really remember the historical elements to it. I just remember wanting a sword and wanting to be that cool. So there's that. Yeah, a little bit of my childhood. Yay, there you go. Another satisfying one is this one. First, because, oh, look how many mistakes it tells me. 24 mistakes made here. Yay! 24 mistakes in something that takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 strokes. What I really like, I'm going to go back into that one. Okay, what I really like is strokes like this one, this last one here that I'm about to do, where it looks like it's 2 lines, but it's 1 line. I really like those because that seems to be a conservative way to do things. Like that also happens here. Like you do that there. So there's a fair number of them that do that, and I think this one does too. It does. This one here. I love that. I'm still a little puzzled by stroke order. If you're writing it, would you really, really not be able to tell the difference if somebody wrote it a slightly different order? But you know what? I'm not going to even question that anymore. I just think that I want to learn it. So I'm trying to suspend all questions and just learn the strokes as they come. And I think that's primarily the stuff I wanted to show you. Oh, I was going to find you Ooga Booga Man, wasn't I? Because this is important. Let me see. There he is. This is Ooga Booga Man. There's no real stroke order significance to him. I just think with the eyes and kind of the head, he looks a little bit of a, like a pagan god kind of thing, and so I just call him Ooga Booga Man because I make up names for characters. It's just what I do. This one is really fun too because it has really weird stroke order, but it's everywhere. Bei is like Beijing, and a lot of the streets also use Bei and Nan, which is Bei is north, Nan is south, and of course my tones are off. I do apologize. Dong is east, and is it Shi that's west? Nanjing Shilu. Yeah, Shi. And that's that. So I do see that one a lot. So now when I see it, I can trace it really quickly. Wait, how many was it? It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So because I really struggled with that when the first few times I saw it here, but then when I see it in the street, I kind of take my finger out and like on my leg or something, I'll trace it out. And so I've gotten better with that one pretty quickly, just by sheer frequency of seeing it and the opportunity to practice it. So that's mainly the things I wanted to show you, is that the game's super easy and it's kind of fun because it speeds up and occasionally it throws in new ones. And so eventually you can see here within like 2 weeks, I'm guessing pink and red means I've done those characters, and all these white ones are ones that I haven't even done yet. Whew. Now I have seen a lot of these, and in the previous week or two before that, I was using a different phone before I had to switch over. So some of these I did do before, so they will be familiar once I hit them again. However, yeah, I've got quite a ways to go. But I really like this app. I do it all the time in random moments. I'll go through like 4 or 5 versions of it. Just in one like metro ride. So it's super easy. It's super light. I do it everywhere. Like I said, you can do it with the sound. Let me show you a little bit of the sound. Of course, we have to have the traditional music, right?
球很快停很快
And so you get the idea of that. And at the end of this round, I can see my mistakes there. I rarely go into my mistakes because I do the game so often, but I imagine I probably should do that at some point. Oh, here you go, review mistakes. So, do I have any mistakes here? I have 6 mistakes here? Oh, I don't think they mean for that round. I think they mean in general. 1 mistake here. Anyway, and here, as opposed to the game, it tells you the direction to go. I'm guessing I probably should be doing stuff like this. I always mess this one up. I should be doing stuff like this before the game, but I actually find I learn more by making the mistakes than anything else. So, you know what? That's pretty much the app, and I love this thing to death. Thank you very much to the people that made it. It's pretty awesome, so I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Let me pull up the front screen again so we can see the name before we go. Again, it's called Chinese Writer. It's absolutely free. I got it on the Google Play Store. I don't know if it has an Apple version, but you can find that out soon enough. I hope this was helpful and somewhat interesting for you. And until next time, thank you.